you ready now? Skip it about my heart. Na 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 na. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Jehovah's about you. I'm crying to you now. Jehovah, you do good. I'm crying to you. Miracle working God. Give you all the praise. Give you all the glory. You alone deserve it. You put my enemies under my feet. Because I have you, I face no defeat. Higher and higher, I give you the praise and I give you the honor because you're the king. You love me personal. See the testimony. You got the glory. You got the honor and everything. Yeah, you love me personal. See the testimony. You got the glory. You got the honor and everything. About you. About you. I'm to good love. Jehovah, you too kind of. See the things that you done. I'm too kind of. The things that you do. You just cut on my hand. Many blessings you bless me. I cannot tell it all. I thank you. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory, Lord. You know. You love me personally. Testimony. You get the glory, Lord. Yeah. I'm ready to right now. I'm ready to testimony, you got the glory. Are you ready now? Skip it about my heart. Na 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 na. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na na. Jehovah's about you. Good morning, everyone. This is the African Actions Network. I am James Jensen. I'm sitting here this morning. Well, we have to change the program because we expected our guests, and for whatever reason, we did not see them. We intended to discuss the National Elections Commission nomination process and the certification of persons at the National Elections Commission. But our guests did not appear today. So we thought to do something a little different, and we try to see how we can fill in that time. So we want to ask the question this morning: who do you think you are? That's a simple question, right? It's a very hard one. So, who do you think you are? Who are you in the first place? Do you know who you are? It is it's a desire this morning to challenge each and every one of you. To be alive is a pleasure.
When I say pleasure, is not in the negative sense, but it's an opportunity afforded you to be alive. Many of us don't think beyond that, right? And I got my thoughts from the music just played or the video just played, all right? And let me play that again. I'll come back to, but be thinking about it. If you are watching us, the question is, who do you really think you are? You and life in you, who you think you are? With all of the surrounding circumstances about you, who you as a person, not your mom, not your pa, not your brothers and sisters, but you, I, James Jensen, who do I think I am? I think I'm two in one. I say that I think I have my frame, this body that you see and you can identify who I am. But no, that's not me. Who do I think I am? The life that is in me. So when I think about the life that is in me, that gets me thinking every freaking day. And I ask myself, what am I here? Is a simple question. We that read philosophy and read the Bible, you get to think so deeply about yourself. This life that is in me, where did it come from? Why am I even breathing? What is this air that is in me? So what do you think you are? That's a question we asked this morning. But let's play it. Moses Soare will want to say, may his soul rest in peace. But this is one piece I used to love when he was alive. All right? He's been dead and gone. I think most of us have forgotten about him. But his works, some of the things he did on earth, remains with us. All right? Particularly so this song. Let me play it again. We'll come back to the question, okay?
Miracle working God, give you all the praise, give you all the glory. You alone deserve it. You put my enemies under my feet because I have you. I face no defeat. Higher and higher, I give you the praise and I give you the honor because you're the king. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. Yeah, you love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. Oh, you. Papa, you too good. Jehovah, you too kind. See the things that you done for me. Papa, you too kind. The good things that you do. You just cut on my hand. Many blessings you bless me. I cannot tell it all. I thank you. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory, Lord. You know. You love me personally. Testimony. You get the glory, Lord. Yeah. I'm ready to bring up. testimony. You got the glory. You got the honor when everything else. You love the testimony. You know the testimony. You got the glory, Lord. Hey, hey. Jehovah, you.
Okay, the question let's come back again to our question again. This morning show was intended to look at the nomination process of the National Elections Commission. We are told, and I don't have the hard facts yet, I mean, I don't have some document in my hand yet, but we are told that over 820 persons have been certificated for the 2023 elections. And that's something we took a look at this morning. But our guests we invited, we expected to see Josephus Eric Candidate and Chester Smith. For whatever reason, they have not shown up. So we changed that. And what came to my mind was to ask you this question this morning. And probably we can discuss it together, right? And the question is, who do you think you are? Who are you? You know, this is a simple question, right? You meet somebody the first time, you say, hey, hello, how are you? Who are you? I'm James Jensen. But I wanted to think beyond that. You grew up, your parents gave you a name, and it is that name that everyone identified you by. John Brown, Peter Paul, Mary Jackson, Peter, Mary Peters, and whatever name you are called. But have you asked yourself, who am I? What am I here for? In this world, why? Where is this place that I see myself? This strange world that I found myself in. Who am I? Have you asked yourself this question? So this morning I thought, and I'm saying this because we all are not here for a long time. There were people who were here before us. You know, when you think so deep about life, how many of you ever saw, would I say 3 generations back, or your great-great-grandfather or mother, or go beyond that, think about centuries ago. Do you know the name, in fact, of your great-great-great-great-great whatever parent, where you came from? Do you know? No, you do not know. Like myself, I do not know. In fact, for me, I can be honest with you. Just I think 3 generations back, I don't remember anybody. I don't. Right? Maybe I remember my mom, my dad, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And maybe I have some low unique situation that I may speak, but I can go back generation and remember people. My roots, where I came from, that line, that lineage. Where did you come from? You only hear, so my parent came from this county, my mother was this, my father was this. But think about this question: where did it come from? In fact, where did your forefathers, your lineage, where did they come from? Before you even came to identify the region you find yourself or the formula that you see yourself in, who are you? Because when you ask yourself this kind of a question, you will not treat your fellow human being sometimes the way you do, or sometimes the way we do. If you do not know yourself, you will think this world, especially when God blesses you with a few dollars, a few worth of property, you just think you are the only being on earth that is superior than every other person. And that's the reason why I thought this morning to ask you a very simple question. Who do you really think you are? That when you dancing your booga, you putting your shoulder way up and you get that mindset, who you think you are? Why should you be so disrespectful towards others? Why should you be so insulting towards others? Why do you sometimes ignore the fundamental rights of others? So I asked the question this morning, who are you? Look within yourself. In fact, let me go a little bit spiritual, right? And this world was created, we didn't know it, and we found ourselves in this place. In this place. And we all just go say, oh, God created the heaven and the earth. Period. That's what we think about. And we don't even think deeper as to how God created this heaven and the earth. I was talking to a very good friend of mine recently, and we were talking about this in life. And for him, he doesn't believe there's any quote unquote biblical origin of the world. He doesn't believe in this God created heaven and earth. No, he doesn't at all. He believes in the theory of the Big Bang. That is thought. He believed this universe was created in whatever thought, some explosion, and then human being, there was this stream of water being running down, and then there was the stream of some little tiny cells, and it started to grow. It grew into chimpanzee or monkey or baboon or however we call it, and then the baboon or chimpanzee started changing to human being, and so here we are. That is thought, and you feel so far when you die or unfinished. That is thought, but I differ with him. I disagree with him, and I told him, I said, you know why? Can we see the strain, those same strain of cells coming down a little stream of water and then turning to some tiny little monkey or baboon? Maybe, I don't know what other got. That little tiny baboon started to survive as a result of drinking the same stream of water. Or how did that little stream of baboon survive without care of a mother or father? Right? So this person's thinking is like, I don't want to call name here. I hope he's listening this morning. I probably would have loved even to bring him on so we could have this discussion. But again, as I said, this was intended to discuss the National Election Commission and the nomination process, the numerous people moving, being certificated. We don't know how much that money, how much the National Election Commission generated, but we hope that we found all this information because it's important. Is it only because of the money? Why so much crowded field? Why people were not rejected based on some standing rules or laws. But that's something we want to discuss. But this morning, the question is, who do you think you are? I ask myself this question many a times, and that is within my own closet. When I sit by myself and I ask myself, who am I? What am I here? If I die, where am I going? Right? The day you hear say Jensen has passed, do you wonder where my life would be? This life is in. In fact, let me discuss this quickly. You have something in you, every one of you, whether you believe in the Bible or not, that your business, right? But you have something in you. What is in you is the breath of life. I'm talking because you know what is talking? This breath of life. If you breathe on yourself, you feel something. You don't see it, but you feel something. That which comes from you is the breath of life. When it goes off, you are dead. So I always say you are two in one. I'm two in. And that two in, it means you have this my image that you identify me by and the breath of life that is in me. That breath of life that is in me gives me the opportunity to survive, to live, and be among you all. And I see that's the uniqueness, that's the conflict, that's the mystery that we all do not understand. Because by the time that breath of life, like I always like to give this example, right? I believe in the Bible, so most of my example would be from the Bible. Jesus died on the cross, right? And it said why he gave out the ghost. It's the same thing. If Jensen died, he gave that breath of life, I give it out. When it finally leaves me, like even as I'm talking to you, if for any reason this breath of life came out of me, something will leave me and then I'll be dead. My strength will be gone. Everything about me will be gone. The same thing about you. If what is in you, that breath of life, leaves you, you'll be dead. You'll be nobody. You'll be dead. Or to be talking about how to throw you away somewhere, whether they decorate you in some by the golden casket or carry you and put you in the church house and pray over you and do all they can. It's late. If you were not safe and the breath of life that leaves you was supposed there's a place that was supposed to be prepared for it to go. You did not do that because you feel like when you die it's all over. But I'm trying to bring this to a very simple way. You know, when you die, the breath of life is not dying, right? The simplest way I can tell you this morning, the day that breath of life leaves you, anyone that dies, if some of you have ever witnessed someone dying, that person gave up their last breath. What people say, right? Oh, he gave up his last breath. And as a result of that, the strength of that person is gone. The person can no longer lift the hand, can no longer speak, can no longer walk, can no longer jog, can no longer read. So it ends. So what happens? All that happens is, hey, they try to, you know, find a place and throw the dirt. This dirt of mine, this image of mine becomes dirt. So, and because people don't want embarrassment, when you talk about funeral and burial, or the people do not want you to rout and smell and embarrass them, so they want to place you somewhere. So if you were a millionaire, they say, okay, with all your millionaire, you will leave everything behind. They depose you. I mean, they throw you away. Whatever decoration they give you, they put the best coat suit on you, provide the best shoe, and I can put gold around you and put everything on you. You are a diet. Think about it that way. A complete diet when life leaves you. And that's the sole purpose for what we're asking this morning. Who you think you are? What is your thought about your life? When you die, what do you think happens? Do you think when you die it's all over? Maybe that's your thought, right? But for me, no, I don't believe that. My life is even when he leaves me, the spirit that make that life when he leaves me is not dying, will not be buried with me in the grave. I hope I'm making sense. This breath of life that makes me, you call me James Jansen, by identification. It's sort of to know, when I walk among you and something happens, okay, this is James. He passed it, he did this, he did that. So my image is identified, but the life that is in me is what matters to me, James Jansen. That's what I'm concerned about. And that's what people say everything is vanity. This life I'm living. There's no evidence that anyone has ever lived perpetually. No evidence. If so, you would have been playing with your great grandparent, great, whatever go back 100 years ago. You came from somewhere. You don't even know that person, right? But all you do in the morning, you wake up and God bless you, small thing, you feel you are the only superior being on the earth. But guess what? You are a dirt. The answer who you are just a mere dirt. So speaking, I read something yesterday from the Bible, right? That was a scripture, Psalm 75. Do not speak with a stiff neck. Do not speak with a stiff neck, boastfully, arrogantly. Your behavior should not be stiff. Don't do it like you are um, uh, so handsome, so beautiful, and like you more than anybody else. So when I ask the question who you are nothing but a date. James just is nothing else but a date. What does it mean that is more important is the life that's in me. That which makes me to move my hands. That which make me to talk, you can hear me. That which make me to walk around every day. That's the important thing. So when that wish makes me who I am, leaves me, what happened next? Just let me define your own answer. If you feel it's nothing, well, it's up to you. For me, I feel that's the important part of my life because that is what's going to live perpetually. The breath of life is what's going to live continuously when this date, when it leaves this date. You know, if you ever seen someone dying before, I have seen someone dying before. The person start dying from their feet. And it's like coming from, oh my God, my battery. Sorry, guys. Let me charge this thing. I didn't put it in charge. All right. And the person start dying from their feet straight to the head. If you haven't witnessed it before, then I'm sorry, but maybe that's what makes it you don't think the way I think because I have seen someone die. Right. There's an old man who, for some reason, he came in our midst during the war, and we all just became one group of people, like one family sharing everything. And that's evident for whatever reason after some illness, and there was no way you could not rush in the hospital, there was no place to carry, so we all had to sit around and just seeing that. That was my first time seeing human being dying. And those things that never even left something with me. And even as I'm speaking to you, just think about it, I'm thinking about him, right? When you're giving out the ghost, when life was leaving him, it was like something coming out of his body. From the leg, when the leg started shaking, when the leg died, you saw like something traveling from his body to the top part of his body. So when you die, it's real. Something is leaving you. Whether you're concerned about what is in you is a question that you need to think about. This is not, I don't want you to draw you. You say, oh, me, I'm a Muslim. They meant talking you a Christian, then a business, whether you are a Sunday. Let me tell you, the science. Science now has created more conflict as to the origin of life and the origin of this world. Most of you who probably don't follow, my thinking become more complex. I think more about this world. In fact, how the universe came about when I monitor science. Most of you who are following the James Webb telescope, if you have me, it's good that you follow that. You might get a different mindset about this universe. When you see what's happening in space, you will just sit and think about yourself, about this world that you find yourself in. It's a mystery. Our being in this world is a strange, complete, strange, miraculous thing that no one understands. No being, even those science people, that their Big Bang theory is not being discarded by themselves. So if you are one of those who believe in the Big Bang theory, you need to think, you need to watch the James Webb station. The images are coming from outer space. You will think twice about why this world. I'm not speaking because I feel like, in fact, I'm not somebody who look at myself, oh yeah, I'm so this and that. If you don't know me, maybe you just sit down, you misread me, right? But this world, there's nothing in it. All the thing we're doing is just show, it's just to be here for a time being. We need to do something and keep this life, the earth going until God decides for it. The little that you do, you can do now, do it. Like for example, I played Moses Suarez song. That's why he left on life. No disrespect to his body, but where he was laid, he's the diet. He returned to the diet and it's over with. His spirit that's left him, whatever it is, that's something else beyond our understanding. I'm speaking to you. The day you hear Jensen has died, Or you get to remember, oh, this guy, he used to think about his life and his death, and he said to himself, he knew they were two into one. There was a life, a breath of life that was in him, and that breath of life has left him. And now, for me, if my children, especially so, if I were ever to be in Africa and die, I don't want people to waste their time. Don't waste the time and say you get a glamorous things and all of those stuff. Hey, there's nothing. If you want to help me, maybe my children alive, think about them, help them. But if their life go out of me, what extra thing do I carry with me? No, you put the best blow on me, it's just gonna rot in the grave. So no matter your head. I wouldn't even want to go for casket. Just do that. The only time we need, let me be honest with you. And my children will know that. Just build a grave, put a little information on it, so that for those who will come after me, my children's children, they will come and say, oh, this was our great father. This is the great, because some of us don't have the opportunity to see those things. The war came, those jokers came and destroy everything. Even the few they had, they can't maintain it. You go to Central Street, there's a regret. Those people call themselves officials. Those who lived before and died, people don't respect those graves. It's like it makes no sense to them to maintain those cemeteries. We send someone to Bunker last time, the cemetery is sinking in, people bury over one another. People don't have regard, people don't even know what they should do for their fellow men at that level. So the question is this morning, who you really think you are? Think about it as you go about your day, as you go about this week, the months, the years to come. Be thinking about it very seriously. Who you think you are? Who are you? And I just say something in the raw way, and I tell you, say you're nothing but a dite. Nothing but a dite. Just is nothing but a dite when this life leaves me. It's nothing but a dite. Nobody gonna love me beyond the grave. No. But when they say, oh, there was a guy one time used to call James, oh, my friend. When I was a kid coming up, I had one friend. I still remember his name up to this date. Marcus Miantone. That was the first person that I saw in my life that was seriously ill, and I grew up in Cape Monroe. I really talk about it. I came for vacation. When I went back, he was sick. He was admitted to the hospital. I entered the hospital as a child. And this, my friend, has turned black. When he saw me, all he did was crying, turning his face left and right. Parents started crying. So that crossed my mind on a lot of things from my childhood time. And those things started to make me think. I just imagine I was small and I still remember those things. So I sit and wonder about life in general and say, my son, when I get in the street and I see him be moving left and right, we get in the traffic, we're driving, moving up and down. Life keep going on. When you drive, you're unfinished. Nobody get your time. Trust me. If there's a funeral service, whatever arrangement to do, trust me, you are done. I mean, you drive, you out. Nobody gonna stop. The world not gonna stop running. The world is like on a wheel, it's spinning every day until the entire world crumble, or until Jesus, in my belief, until Jesus comes. Until that, when I listen to James, where people tell me there are millions. In fact, somebody say the stars are more than the sand on earth. Those are things that nobody gonna believe. Is it right? But you might believe it. If billions of stars or thousands of stars can be produced in just 1 second or 1 minute, then you think what up in space. Then who do you really think you are? Maybe I'll discuss some of the findings of James one of these days, and just display some of those images. Because when you see some of these events, you will have a different mindset. You will think differently. You're not going to sit and be complacent or be settled within your own self. Because of maybe you build some little house, you think, oh yeah, they may get a mansion. And brother and sister, that mansion is nothing. just decoration. That's all you do. All right. So this morning, that's all we think we have for you this morning. Just a motivational conversation with you, and no disrespect to you. Life is good, but hey, when it leaves you, it's all over. I love Moses Suare. May his soul rest in peace. Let's listen to it one more time before we close the session.
Miracle working God, give me all the praise, give me all the glory. You alone deserve it. You put my enemies under my feet. Because I have you, I face no defeat. Higher and higher, I give you the praise and I give you the honor because you're the king. You love me personal. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. Yeah, you love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything.
Promise this guy so rest in peace. That this is one song that I love, right? And there's no joke about it. It's a pleasure to have the song. He left this beautiful song with us, but he's gone. And so we ask the question: the day you leave this world, what do you leave behind? Right?
You do the things that you do. You just stop on my hand, oh. What did anybody bless it, you bless me? I cannot tell it all. I thank you. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory, Lord. You know. You love me personally. Testimony. You get the glory, Lord. Yeah. I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do Testimony, you got the glory, you got the honor and everything. Yeah. You love me personal, you know me personal, you give me glory, Lord. Hey, yeah. Yeah, you know I do. Jehovah, I do. Yeah. Jehovah,
Okay. So that was the voice of Moses Soare. He's dead and gone, and may his soul rest in peace. And to the parents, we give them courage that all is not lost. It's time for they to start thinking about themselves. Having said that, we want to come to the end of this program today, and we have said to you all we needed to say. We asked the question this morning: who do you really think you are? It's a question that will make you to fix yourself and think, who am I? If you fix yourself and think, you will be respectful, you will be careful what you say. You can speak true to the faces of people, but be mindful of what you say. Importantly, so let me leave this with you. I have said to people, for the argument of this word, this entire universe, we call it multi-voice because when we look into space, the things that we see there is beyond our understanding. So people who used to think that there was a galaxies, they are now thinking there are so many of the galaxies into space. And as a result, people thought they would have gone to see the end of the world, And in fact, the primary purpose for why the James Webb telescope went into space was to see total darkness and see where the first light came from. But when they got to their greatest amazement, they saw things beyond themselves. Up to this time, they are still, the telescope is just up there sending images that is now changing the entire mindset of those who thought there was some explosion and then light came from there. So what about you, tiny little person like you? If I will see the world from some distance photo, they're like a grain of sand. So much more about you with all your shoulder being lifted high. So you understand nothing about this place you find yourself. We do not understand anything about this world. We found ourselves here. So those of you who want to think there's nothing beyond life, you are wasting time. I want to encourage you, and this is what I say I want to leave with you. It's better now. Somebody will say I'm evangelizing, right? But you don't have to take my word for it. When you die, you take your own cross. When I die, I'm taking my own cross. It's better to know with whom we met religion in this world. And we met people who have studied the existence of this world. And so we cannot ignore those things that we saw. So it's better, and this is my view, this is my thought. I would tell people, friends, it's better to know God before you die. If you die and there is nothing beyond death, you get nothing to lose as a result of deciding to know God. But what if you died and when your eyes close in this world, you go through the gate, you see a different situation that you cannot reverse your life to change what you see. Like it is said, your spirit live in whatever direction it goes after death perpetually. So I would say to myself, and for me, that's my goal, that's my mindset, that's what I believe in. If I believe there's nothing in this world, I have given my life in my own thinking from what I've met, from what I've read and everything. I believe in Jesus, I give my life in a direction, right? So let us assume Jensen's die and there's nothing like Jesus, there's nothing like spiritual, right? There's nothing like God. I get nothing to lose. But if I die and I have to face judgment, I have to face a situation beyond this life, and I've prepared not myself, that would be a perpetual regret. Nothing wrong to get in the morning and go to church on Sunday, go and watch it, pick up my Bible, read it, and nobody pay. I don't pay for that. But I pay for electricity, I pay for when I leave out of put gas in my car if I go out. These are things I pay for, right? But the Bible is practically free. And when I get the Bible, I have to read. I read a lot of other books. So what would take me? Is it a high price to take the Bible and read? No, it's not. I just need that energy and that time to do those things. So I want to challenge you too. So the question today, whatever you believe is up to you. You want to believe in the water, you want to believe in the cutting tree in a Liberian way, you want to believe in what they call some kind of a low thing you have with you. It's up to you. Right? But the question this morning that you must answer, I have answered for you the way I think, but you must sit with yourself and answer. If you can drop a comment, I'll be glad to read some of your comment. What do you think? Who do you think you are? Think about it. Who you are. For me, my answer is to you, you are nothing but a dirt. What makes a human being is that breath of life that's in you. Okay? So, guys, that's all I have for you this morning. And we want to say have a pleasant and a wonderful day, right? Don't forget, enjoy life to the fullest. But don't enjoy to the point where you forget that one day this breath of life will come out of you. Until next time, this is a pleasant